brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Good morning. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin. And welcome to what was unbeknownst to us until late yesterday morning, Pancake Tuesday.
Oh, right, yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Literally the moment we got off the air yesterday morning, Bridget Rusk comes breezing through the studio door. And I do love that we have this freedom, this open atmosphere. But just, breezes in. And first thing she asked, I don't even know if she said good morning. First thing she asked, do you guys have an electric skillet?
What do you think the answer was? Play along at home. Do we have an electric skillet here at Cabin Radio?
We both kind of stared at her for a minute, like mouth agape. It's like, Bridget, surely you know what the answer to that is. I think she still held out hope in that moment.
She was convinced that we had an electric skillet. We look like electric skillet kind of guys.
And then AJ came in after. She asked him. I was like, there's a chance AJ might actually have an electric skillet.
There is a chance.
In his truck or something.
Yeah, in this emergency skillet compartment.
We didn't, obviously, have one. But she was asking because apparently in the Catholic religion, today is Pancake Tuesday. The last day before, I guess, Lent, is it? To feast on pancakes?
I think the Catholics don't technically call it Pancake Tuesday.
I think they do, actually.
I think it's Shrove Tuesday.
Shrove Tuesday?
And I believe that it's just nicknamed Pancake Day because they have pancakes. I don't believe it's like hardwired into the Bible as Pancake Tuesday. And Jesus giveth the pancakes.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin, 7:16 minus 26 in Yellowknife right now. And I have a question for you gentlemen. Who wants to be slightly more skeptical than they were last time?
Ooh.
Huh? Anyone?
I see what you've done there.
Of course, talking about Caret Rewards. If you've been on cabinradio.ca, you may have noticed the story. Caret Rewards returns, but will the NWT get its money back? Now, you may remember here on Cabin Radio, we had a spectacular promotion promoting Caret Rewards with the government of the Northwest Territories. Who wants to be slightly healthier than they are now? It was, at the time, probably our crowning achievement on air.
It was great. It was a
such
fantastic
a great promotion.
contest. It was like, who wants to be a millionaire? People came in. They answered health-related questions. They could win money for charity by doing so. We had 5 different contestants on. It was highly entertaining every day of the week. It was great. And I thought to myself, wow, what a great app. What a whole great, this Caret Rewards thing. Oh, how rewarding in its own right for us. This is fantastic. I can't imagine ever having to write a bad word about this app.
We had a carrot dancing around in the studio.
There was a giant carrot dancing in the studio. I forgot the giant carrot.
There was nothing more you could have asked for out of this promotion.
That.
And then, 2 weeks later?
At least 3 or 4. Let's be generous.
Okay. It was kaput.
Yep.
That was it. GNWT was out a bunch of money, as I'm sure a lot of other people were as well.
Oh, yeah. So I actually took a look at the list of people who were out money. So the GNWT was out about 135 grand.
Oh, my God.
In total, people were out 11.4 million.
Oh, holy. Like, I still don't feel like I quite understand what even happened there. Like, how does that, a program, an app that seems like so well-funded, so well-supported, people were really behind it. Like, I was actually kind of shocked how behind it people were.
In a nutshell, the company that owned it, which was called Caret Insights, said that the reason they folded is Ontario's Liberal government withdrew its support. So they lost a bunch of money that they were hoping to get from Ontario and then couldn't fund everything else. However, without really knowing their financial situation, it would suggest that, if you lose one funder and that's that, then maybe the overall business model is not the most resilient.
Seems like there may have been a flaw there.
Yeah. And they had almost $12 million invested into it, right? If they're losing that money, people put that money into it, right?
People had sunk a lot of money. So a lot of non-profits had put money in to encourage healthy living through this app.
Oh, my goodness.
And they were investing money in it to get it to work with people in, say, BC, or I think Saskatchewan might have been signed up to. There were 3 or 4 different provinces that were signed up as well as the NWT.
Oh, and nothing makes people want you to survive and revive more than losing money for nonprofits. That's great. Nevertheless, more than 300,000 people, according to the article, Canada-wide are...
According to the article. I wrote it. You can trust it. You skeptical son of a gun.
I didn't read who wrote it. It could have been Emily. I don't know.
According to the article. Let's not throw casual shade on the article.
Just trying to save face, Ollie, just in case there was something goofy in there. I don't know. I haven't even read the full article, so
just because you're in Jesse's seat.
I'm trying to do things the way he would do it. All right, I'm just skimming. All right, 300,000 people are on the waiting list for the app, the reborn version of the app.
And I actually know that because they sent Jesse an email to tell him he's 300,000 and something.
Oh, wow.
In the list, and he sent that on to me. So that's how I know is through Jesse, and he was signed up to it, as we all were, to test it out when we were doing the contest. And he got an email to say, you're on the waiting list. So there's 300,000 plus people on this waiting list. In the territory, about 600 people downloaded it first time round, which, out of a population of 40,000 is not a bad strike rate for a health and wellness app. And this whole new company took it over. And they're trying to bring it back. They announced it last month. That we don't know exactly when it's going to relaunch yet. They're trying to put it together. The guy who founded it initially, who founded the initial company that's now gone bankrupt, has said it will be a Herculean task for somebody to actually get this back up and running.
I have butchered this company so bad that I would be shocked if anyone could pull it out from the grave.
It will be an impressive feat, let me tell you.
Maybe didn't use quite those words, but yes. So this new company, Optimity, has taken it over, and we will see what happens. We did put in a request for comment with the chief executive of Optimity yesterday. No reply to that one, so we will see.
It does seem a bit presumptuous that you would dangle this app in front of people.
A carrot, so to speak.
Dangle a carrot in front of people. Be like, this is this great new app that we're going to bring out. Get on board. It's going to be amazing. You drop out of the face of the earth, like you said, 4 weeks later, and then come back and say, hey, guess what, buddy? You're on the waiting list.
Yeah, you're the
lucky you.
Congratulations. 300,000. Not only did we completely disappear last year, just when you were starting to enjoy using this, but you are now behind 300,000 other people to continue using it now that we're back.
You'd think they'd rebrand a little bit, too.
Why
use the exact same images and wording that the company that totally flopped
with like Apple
a year ago?
Parsnip rewards.
Maybe a superfruit. Dragon fruit rewards.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate rewards.
Kale rewards.
Ooh, kale's
People
pretty
love
trendy.
Kale.
Yeah.
Kale rewards. Can you imagine
Rocket rewards.
Rocket rewards. That we're talking. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Okay. Well, I think if they need help with rebranding,
you could just turn the carrot upside down and just repaint it a little bit. It's a rocket.
Rocket rewards. Perfect. All right. Well, give us a call if you need help rebranding Caret rewards. We could come up with another contest. We did it once. We can do it again.
Cabin Radio's Morning Show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
As you all know, the Dead North Film Festival kicks off this Thursday with screenings going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A huge festival this year. 50 films showing. You guys got your tickets yet?
No.
Yes. I thought did we not get in as part of Thursday?
Well, Thursday we do, I guess, yeah. I guess we have tickets Thursday because we're there.
What kind of deal did you blooming negotiate if we're on the red carpet all night and they're not even going to let us in the thing?
We got to pay to get in to cover it.
Classic Cabin Radio. We're here. They're not letting us in, but we're here.
Here's the front door. Boy, is it a nice door.
This is a door.
We'll catch some people coming in.
We'll go home and, I guess, ask people how it was later. Yeah,
I guess I was saying I don't have tickets for any other events.
Ah, okay. Yeah. You didn't actually buy a ticket?
No.
You want to support the festival?
We're offering services.
I mean, we do that.
In exchange.
Yeah. That's great and all. But, come on.
Did you buy a ticket?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Nicole bought it for me because I tried to buy it myself, and I was sick, and it wasn't working, and then I got frustrated.
Okay.
And then she did it for me.
She intervened for the good of the household.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have tickets for the Friday night screening because my feature, not feature. I don't want to make myself sound like a big deal. Calm down, Scott. You're part of it. You're not the feature. But my debut into the Dead North Film Festival, Welcome to Tundra Dome, is closing down the Friday night screenings, and I am so excited for this. I don't know if you guys have seen the, speaking of Herculean efforts, the Herculean effort that JDQ and Jill Marie have done promoting this film. Not only was it already the biggest film cast-wise in Dead North history, they have done an incredible marketing job of this. They've been taking advantage of anyone who will let them talk about it, as JDQ has just been absolutely shamelessly promoting this thing. And yesterday, it was revealed to us that Adrian, friend of the cabin, Adrian, who is also part of the film, did something absolutely amazing. She created playing cards for each and every one of our characters.
Oh wow! Like trading cards,
like Magic playing cards.
Oh,
so like there's a certain amount of damage that they do with a coin toss and that, and then they have like their weakness. Like my character's weaknesses is dogs. There's another character who the dog owner. That character's weakness is snoot boops. And then there's a bunch of other ones. Yeah, it's the most incredible thing. I could not believe it when I saw them. They look so good. And she's got like PDF versions of the whole thing, so you can actually download it and like print off the whole playing card.
And can you play the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to play a Welcome to Tundra Dome. Not right now because I haven't downloaded it yet. But once I have the full set of cards, Jesse's going to get the full set as well. We're going to have a Welcome to Tundra Dome off. Possibly live on the air. I don't know.
That's amazing.
We'll see.
Sounds like a whole Tundra fun.
There's a promotion award too. There's a Zombear for social media promotion.
I think that's they're gunning super hard for. What's wrong with that?
Cheapening of awards ceremonies these days.
Cheapening of awards ceremonies. Wow. You know we live off ad revenue promotion,
this is our
right?
business.
And now the Oscar for best tweet. Ugh.
I would pay attention to that.
Come on
That'd
now.
be fun to see. What the people thought the best tweet of the year was.
Takes a little more effort than a well-crafted tweet.
Okay, no, you carry on.
She made a whole card game.
She did. Is that social media promotion though, or is that just promotion?
Did she put it on social media?
It's I don't know if they've promoted that. That might be a little more just like for the group ourselves, like everyone who was in the cast. I don't know if they're actually putting those out there. Maybe they are, putting them out there for the public. I mean, if people love the movie, then maybe they will want the full set of cards. I don't know.
So hang on, is there or is there not a Zombear for social media?
There is.
There is.
Yep. Oh, is there?
There is.
They're giving out Zombears for anything these days.
Oh, well, there you go.
Back in my day,
there
was one Zombear, and you had to fight for it. And that was next year's Dead North. They filmed it.
And you have, 2 Zombears for in your illustrious career for editing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Party Studio 2.
Oh, yes. And you haven't done a film since
2017.
2017.
Well, because you win 2 of them, and then you're like, well, geez.
That's nowhere to go from here.
Now, why would you ever enter again when the probably only way is down?
Are you ever thinking of like directing or writing a film?
No, I'm not that good at that stuff.
Oh.
Like, this is the same as I try to like think of myself as a novelist sometimes, and I'll sit back and be like, I should write a book. And I have a half hour of that. You know that meme of like the cat with the newspaper staring out of the window?
Right.
Like I'll have a half hour of full cat with a newspaper staring out of the window. I should write a book. And I'll just stare out and think about it, and I'll think of the plot and everything, and then I'll remember that I can't write. So that's the end of that. I could do news stories because I know what happens in those, but if you ask me to invent it, then no. Like dialogue? Oh, you should read my dialogue. My dialogue is the flimsiest, most cardboard wooden, hello, shall we go to the park today? The park, you say? A great idea, the park. It's just like, I want to chew my own arm off 10 minutes into writing any creative fiction. So the thought of inflicting that in a visual format, I would far rather just edit other people's stuff. Because that's great. Editing is it's like being a critic versus being a creator.
Right.
When you're a creator of something, you have to put all your own ideas out there for somebody else to bash down with a great big mallet.
Right.
I hate that idea. Far rather be the editor, where you sat there with all the raw footage that some other poor peasants have had to create.
They've done all the work.
Yeah, they sort of like come crawling into the studio and they offer it up to you on a silver plate and please take off it. You take it and you put it in the system. You're like, right, well, that's rubbish. Get rid of that. That's terrible. What on earth were you thinking of? And eventually you're just left with what you think is great as someone else is working. You're like, yeah, that's what I think you should have done in the first place. Da-da.
Yeah, okay, that does sound very well suited to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am still waiting to see this this amazing narrative, this Toby business dog of the 90s. It's been a long time coming since we have seen this comic in the flesh here in Cabin Radio. I've been waiting for, what, a year and a half now?
Again, it's funny how that hasn't emerged. When did I draw that comic? I would have been 10, 11, 12, and significantly better at creative fiction than I am now, to give you an idea. And the thought of any of you ever seeing any of them is enough to give me chills.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, we'll see it.
One way or another. Come on, Babs.
We'll find a way.
Do I have any? I'll have to go rummaging somewhere, but I'll find one for you one day.
Penny has just welcomed her into Studio One with a toy that she stole from another dog in the office building.
From me. This is my weight set.
Oh, very triumphantly just waltzed in. Sarah joins us as well. How you doing, Sarah? There you go. Your mic's on.
Pretty good. Feels like spring, so I'm happy.
Who did Penny steal that toy from?
Probably Rue or Leica, the Wilfred Laurier dogs down the hall.
She looks like very proud of herself about it.
Don't drop that. That's going to make a really loud noise on the air if you do.
I don't think it
Hold
squeaks,
on.
but...
Okay, good dog.
But getting back to Dead North...
This is Penny, business dog of the 20s. You see? She's
very nice.
This is.
Very
I should
nice.
draw a whole new comic strip. I just can't draw fluffy dogs, though. I could only ever draw short-haired
are we
dogs.
talking about your comics?
Yes.
I think she's more Penny crime dog of the 20s. Not so much business
Crime
dog.
dog.
She would be
How
very
did
good
she not
business
end up
dog.
in the Dead North film?
That's a very good
no
question.
one wanted her.
Oh,
I was surprised we didn't get any requests.
I don't think surprised is the word. Crushed sounds
Crushed.
more like the word.
Extremely disappointed in the dog.
They weren't willing
the
to pay her
dog.
He
salary.
wasn't famous enough.
Helicopter parent over here. You're not in any movies, Penny. You're just not a good enough dog. You're a bad dog. You were not cast.
You'd think after the syphilis commercial that everyone would want that talent, but...
Actually, that's probably the reason they don't.
That dog has... Anyway, yes.
But like getting back to the Dead North thing, I think that's kind of like the whole point is trying new things. And I mean, like they're only looking for a 5-minute film, right? It's not like you're writing a book. Like a book is a pretty daunting task for any writer to take on, whether you're whether you're an experienced writer or you're a first time writer. Dead North is like that's a good project to start out on.
The amount of time that people put into their Dead North movie.
Well, now I have,
You're saying, like, Dead North, just start out with a little Dead North. Go ask Jess Davy Quantick and Jill Rivera like, how much time they've put into this. When I remember the second one of these that I edited, even the filming took like 3 or 4 goes and a whole bunch of time. The editing took 18 hours to turn that thing into a 5-minute movie.
Good
and
Lord.
It was great at the end.
Yeah.
But it was not your average, like, just chip in a couple of hours, help the guys out. It was a full weekend in a darkened room trying to, like, turn that into something that we felt we were all happy with.
Editing was our biggest thing, too. Shooting, we did it all in one day.
Yeah.
Which was quite nice. Actually, it was a fun day. And then editing, took probably about 18 hours as well.
Well, all the planning, all the script writing, you've got to get people to, like, make your costumes for you, depending on how into it you want to get. It's a huge undertaking. People go at this thing like it's like the first, only, last movie they're ever going to make, and it's going to be associated with them the rest of their lives. It's amazing the effort that people put in. It's all right for you. Stroll up on set, you go to your trailer, you sort of pop out. You're like, oh, is it my call time? Go over there. What was your character?
Brad.
Brad. Okay, so you go over there. Give me a line of Brad.
You don't have any lines,
I can't
do
even
you?
think of any of my lines. What did I say?
What were you doing in your
Not all
trailer?
men?
Okay. All right. So you go out.
It's hardly a line. That's the 3
Well,
words.
I was yelling it.
Oh, okay.
You say
That
your
means
line.
anything.
Back in your trailer, more champagne, schnapps, and fresh fruit. You know.
Well, I, for one, hope that it was the hardest thing that JDQ has ever worked on because she forced us all up to be there in minus 50 to shoot it. So, I think that's an even trade-off.
All right,
anyway.
Leonardo.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Lecter, AJ, Sarah, and perhaps eventually Ollie with you. If you go to cabinradio.ca this morning, you'll see an article titled, Should Permanent Residents Be Able to Vote in NWT Communities? We have 2 permanent residents in this dwelling that kind of fit into that argument a little bit. AJ, you're getting pretty fired up about it over there.
Yeah, well, actually, we have 1 permanent resident. That's Ollie. And I'm a Canadian citizen.
Oh,
now.
right. Forgot you're a citizen now.
I am now, yeah.
Well done. Welcome to the country, my friend.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was 2016. Been a citizen for a little while now. But yeah, I mean, it's a little frustrating because I was in that situation. I was a permanent resident, and I had spent more than half my life in Yellowknife. I sound Canadian.
Because that's a factor.
There's an English test during the citizenship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, process. It was pretty funny. They called me into the room and said, "Okay, we need to do an English test." I said, "Yeah, for sure." And they went, "Okay, yeah, we're good."
Oh yeah, you passed it.
Yeah. And I walked right back out again, which is pretty funny. But
they call Ollie up, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
we got some work to
do. We need Canadian English, not the Queen's English. So at the time when I was a permanent resident, I owned a property in Yellowknife. And like I said, I'd been here a really long time. But
who allowed that?
Yeah, I know.
Just kidding.
Slipped through the cracks, I guess. And I couldn't vote on municipal elections.
Right.
I understood federal.
Yeah.
That I was okay with. But it was very frustrating that I couldn't vote for my, what do they call it there? The area.
Yeah. Your jurisdiction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And but yet I own property on there, so I had a pretty heavy investment in this area, and I had no say.
Right,
and it was very, very frustrating. And then you go through the comments here, which I was saying,
which is always a mistake.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. I mean, they're 50-50. A lot of people have mimicked what I'm saying, that they should be able to vote.
Right.
They pay taxes. They live here.
Yeah.
We don't have a great voter turnout as it is.
Yeah.
So more voices are going to help. And then there's other people that are just straight up no.
Yeah.
Or no, not until they become citizens. And it's not that easy.
And that's such an arbitrary thing, how does getting your citizenship really change what you are contributing? Like you say, people own land, they work, they pay taxes. Why does a citizen, why does that make such a difference in people's heads? I don't really understand that. I personally, obviously I was born and raised in Canada. I've never I've never been in that situation. I've never really had to think about this sort of thing before. So that's kind of been part of my privilege, is I've never had to be in that situation where, I'm actively contributing to a society, but feel like I don't have a voice in it.
Yeah.
So I can't put myself in the shoes of people who have experienced that, like yourself. So I do find your perspective really interesting on this.
Yeah, and I can be a little empathetic to some of these because they haven't gone through the process.
Right.
And it's long and just frustrating, to be honest.
And it's a bit expensive too.
It can be, yeah, for sure. I mean, it took us, I want to say 3 years to get permanent residency. And that's the hard part. Right. Because you're coming into the country usually on a work visa, and you've spent enough time here that you can apply. You need to physically be in the country. Even if you go on vacation for 2 weeks, that doesn't count. So you need to physically be in the country for a certain amount of time, and then you can apply for permanent residency.
Right.
When you become a permanent resident, you have basically every right as every other Canadian, except you can't vote and you can't join the army.
Okay.
And it has an expiry date.
Yeah.
So every 5 years, you need to renew. So that's the only difference, right? So Ollie's a permanent resident.
Right.
And he has all the rights that every other Canadian has, except he cannot vote and he cannot join the army.
Right.
And that's it. And
I know that army one just kills him.
Oh, I know.
You know?
He hates making his bed. So he would never make it. But yeah, I mean, so it's frustrating because the leap from permanent residency to citizenship really isn't a big deal. That really comes down to days. Once you've spent, I believe it's 3 years out of the 5-year term in Canada, physically in Canada, then you can apply for your citizenship. And you just, there's a lot of forms and stuff like that. But as far as getting that approved, it's not a huge deal. You write a test, and the test is it's actually a little harder than you'd think.
Oh yeah.
I actually had Garrett, my friend Garrett, quiz me.
Right.
Because it was hard. It was most Canadians, I don't think would pass that exam.
Oh, no?
No. I had to
I'd be interested to take it, actually, just to see, if I just failed it spectacularly. I'm like, well, thank God I was born here.
Yeah, there's
what
a lot
kinds of questions do they have on the
a lot of history questions.
Okay.
About the War of 1812 and when Canada became Canada. And
I could have passed this in grade 10, but maybe not now.
No, a top student, grade 10 social studies would crush this test.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I think I got a D in grade 10. So I needed to brush up a little bit. I did.
I don't really see why that matters that much. Like, as far as, I mean, obviously history matters,
Yeah.
like it's important to know.
It was interesting.
Just for philosophy's sake, you need to know where we came from to know where we're going, sort of thing. And
For sure.
learning from the past, that sort of thing. But like the War of 1812, like how is
Yeah.
that really relevant
Totally.
today?
And it could just be more of a, like, how committed are you to being a Canadian? Are you willing to actually look into the history of Canada and be willing to understand it and learn it? And there is an English speaking test. You do need to speak a certain level of English
Right.
or French.
I mean, it's probably like, that's probably a thing where it's like, it's just kind of for your own good. You're like, your life is going to be easier if you can get by on at least a basic amount of English.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things that said, it's, we hope that you will learn English before you become a citizen for your own benefit.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's an incentive to learn English.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't speak English. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Go back. It's more just a big incentive. So, I mean, it's frustrating to see people not until they become citizens, because the whole article is about permanent residence.
Yeah.
It's not people with visas or whatever. It's permanent residence. And that jump is literally just days. And Ollie's got enough days. He just hasn't gone through the citizenship process. Right. Which is, it can be a little expensive at times. I mean, not overly, but it can be.
I don't think he has any interest in it either.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating and long. It's just something you got to go through. It took me over a year to get my citizenship, and here I am saying how that was the easier part.
What made you, was it just because you wanted that right to vote? Was that what made it important for you to get your citizenship?
No. At the time, I had no interest in politics. Actually, the only time that I've started to gain some interest in politics is working here.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we get all the articles and we get the people coming in and we're talking about it a lot more.
You're kind of surrounded by it.
Yeah, which I'm glad that's happened, because I'm very interested in how this all works now.
It's almost hard not to be engaged when you're in this atmosphere.
Can't avoid it.
Yeah.
But it was purely, I just wanted to be recognized as a Canadian. I considered when I moved back to Australia, I considered myself Canadian.
Oh.
Like Yellowknife was my hometown. I considered myself Canadian. I just wanted to be Canadian. So that was, And then once you have citizenship, you've got it. Right? Like,
right.
I didn't want to have to I had to go through all the paperwork anyways every 5 years to renew my residency. Why not just go through the paperwork for the citizenship and then we're done? I'm done, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So.
All right, well, get the Maple Leaf tattoo and it's official, my friend.
Oh, I've already got it.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
AJ was just telling us off the air that he missed his beautiful boy Dre's birthday.
Dre, I'm sorry.
For shame.
Last week, I totally missed it.
Oh, man. How old did he turn?
7 years old.
7 years old, man. And
as far as we know.
So he's plotting his escape right now.
He's probably not at home. He might show up here, banging on the door. Where's my annual steak?
The joke's over, buddy.
Yeah.
It's my birthday. Where's my steak? I also think that's amazing that you get him a steak every year for his birthday.
We get one together.
Oh.
So I get two steaks. One is perfectly seasoned for me. The other one is plain, just because I don't know what seasoning does to a dog.
Right.
I'm not willing to risk it.
Yep.
So he just gets a plain cooked steak, and then I cut it up in the number that he's turned.
How does he like his steak? Well done?
You know what? Actually, I've experimented with it a little bit. He likes a medium rare.
Really?
Yeah.
What a classy little doggy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's my boy.
Aw. So you're going to make it up to him today?
Yeah, I'm going to go get a couple steaks. And we'll have a birthday, a little late birthday. February 18th is, I shouldn't even say it's his birthday. It's the day that I chose as his birthday.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Why February 18th?
It's Dr. Dre's birthday.
Oh, hey. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not?
I figured it would be easy to remember because I could just Google
it. Well, I guarantee someone remembered Dr. Dre's birthday.
Yeah, probably his family. Yeah. Unlike Dr. Dre's family.
I'm sure he got his steak.
Completely forgot.
Sarah, do you do anything special for Penny's birthdays?
Well,
I guess she's only had, what, like two? One?
Well, she was born on January 4th or 5th last year. So this year, on January 4th or 5th, I was out of town. And Penny was staying at AJ's house.
Oh, right.
So
she was
we're going to have to
getting...
ask AJ if he did anything for Penny's birthday, because I sure didn't.
You yelled at her, right?
Yeah, she spent the day in the kennel. Yeah, she got her treat, believe me.
Yeah.
Right out of the garbage.
Yeah. There's probably some off-cut steak in the garbage, maybe. You know?
Oh, poor Penny.
She got her treats. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have anything like in the future planned for her next birthdays?
That's like a year away. I just don't want to be one of those dog people.
Yeah, that's fair. Like
Hey.
AJ.
I'm right here. This whole thing is about me being one of those dog people.
I was like when I was a kid, but yeah, now I don't know. I mean,
it's the only like dog dad thing I do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't post really anything on social media, except for Dr. Dre's birthday.
Yeah. You're kind of like a hard ass dog owner. Other than that,
Yes,
I would say.
Yes, I run a tight ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a big suck, dude. I mean, behind closed doors, I'm a softie.
But he's such a good
big
dog.
baby, yeah.
He deserves
I
it.
started like he's not going to be allowed on the couch. You know, he's not allowed on the bed. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
He's still not allowed on the bed, but I caved on the couch rule within a week. Because it was awkward. Because I'm so lazy.
Yeah.
Because it was so awkward for me to reach far enough to pet him. So I was like, oh, just screw it. Just get up on the couch.
Yeah.
That way I can lounge back and watch TV and pet you at the same time.
I have a feeling that before I came around, Nicole was probably a lot more of a crazy birthday dog person with Jaya.
Mm-hmm.
We still, you know, we definitely celebrate their birthdays, and you know, we give them like lots of treats and stuff like that. But I feel like we've definitely gotten lazier in terms of Christmas. We've resorted to just wrapping up their old toys. And then they open them up and they think it's a new toy, or they're just like, oh, hey, it's my toy.
Yeah, oh,
Sweet.
great. Hey, thanks for wrapping it for me today.
Yeah, that they've had a great time. But luckily, she's got lots of uncles and aunts that send all kinds of dog toys and dog
nice.
treats, and her parents spoil them rotten. So we kind of get it made up for us.
Yep.
But I mean, I feel like we kind of spoil our dogs just in general, the way we treat them. So when it comes to the birthday, it's like, well, we celebrate you all year round. So, you know, why do we have to go all out on your birthday? But yeah, we give them treats and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't give them a steak. I love that. I think that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
He loves it.
Oh, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, he's like he can barely get his feet underneath him. You know, before dinner, like he's just kind of like wiping out the whole time. It's very hard to get that Instagram photo because he just does not want to sit still. But
And medium rare, man, what a classy dog.
I gave him well done, and he was like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
You know, I like my steak rare. So
Yeah,
I think he's like, I'll meet you in the middle.
yeah. Oh, that's a good boy. Well, happy belated birthday, Dre. Looking forward to your steak on your behalf, and hopefully you enjoy it. 7 years old, Dr. Dre.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.